As people, we're just curious about how things work. We want to get closer and more involved to see the inner workings. Welcome to A Look Inside. Join us as we take a closer look at people, places, and things, and what makes them work.
Ever since I was a little child, I have been fascinated with clocks. And my grandfather had to repair a part on this clock when I was 5 years old or so. And so we came up to visit the clock, and so I fell in love with the courthouse clock. Tower clocks are basically overgrown household clocks. Most everybody's very familiar with the grandfather clock. Wind the weights up, it runs each week. They need periodic oiling and things like that. With a household clock, you can go many years without any kind of service. With a tower clock like this, you have to service it about once a month or things like that, just because of the connection from the indoor to the outdoor. Running low on oil here. Come on. It's gonna sit here. I gotta collect oil here. We have a fairly rare clock here in Newton County. Most tower clocks in the state of Georgia and throughout the southeast are now electrified. So we have the rare thing that our clock actually still tick-tocks and runs mechanically. And when you happen to be in the clock room when the top of the hour comes along, you get a nice treat. The whole tower seems to shudder as the hammer strikes the bell. And of course there's the little cam that falls over so many notches for each hour, 1 to 12. And of course that tells it how many times to strike the hour. It does not function mechanically. We left that with the electric motor just because there's a large stack of weights that weigh approximately 850 pounds to make this clock strike. So we kept it safe, let the electric motor do the striking as far as turning the wheels and actuating the strike, just for safety purposes. So it takes a lot of power to make this clock strike. But as far as time, the clock runs on 60 pounds of weight, so very little weight to make the clock run. Many people in town here in Covington and throughout the county pay more attention to the clock than you would think. The clock can get 3 to 5 minutes behind. We get phone calls. The clock's running behind. Why is the clock slow? It has a wooden pendulum stick, so when it's damp outside, it swells, causes it running a little slower. When it's dry, it runs a little faster. So it's constantly changing. It's God's way of speeding and slowing up us, I guess. The marks here on the bell, as you can see, it gets rotated. We could actually rotate a little bit, but you don't want your hammer hitting the same place on the bell because it will make a flat spot. And so these marks are where the bell hammer has hit at one point in time. And up here, as you can see, is Clinton Manili Bell Foundry, or Bell Company, Troy, New York, 1885. And again, that would have been ordered at the same time as the clock number.